Just a quick discussion on LED lighting. I like LED lighting. I think it's awesome. I think it lasts a long time. It's super energy efficient. Very little heat. It allows you to do flush mount installations where you don't have to install cans, which makes it less expensive and easier, less obtrusive. But none of these are LED. These are all halogen. And I could have went with halogen or LED in these fixtures. In fact, I was about ready to do that. I decided not to. I already had the cans, and looking at the cost of LEDs and trying to find the beam angle. I mean, that's one of the most frustrating parts. So trying to find an LED fixture with a beam angle that I want on a gimbal where I can adjust it and aim it is just damn near impossible. It's really tough. Whereas if you go to the old school lighting, like in this case, I found these on eBay. I bought 2 boxes of them, and I have a bunch left. I was able to buy these lights. They're GU10s, which have the interesting little bottom on them. They have these little bottoms on them, which is a pretty popular size for, halogen bulbs. In fact, all of these bulbs up here are GU10s. As you can see, they're basically, you can't see because of the camera glare, but I mean, these are basically the same light bulb. An interesting thing about these light bulbs is I've never replaced one, and that fixture's 7 years old. I've never bought one. So, LEDs lasting longer. Here's what I've seen with LEDs. They flicker. When they start to fail, they literally start blinking and doing stupid stuff. And not a big fan of blinky light bulbs. So, do these last longer than LEDs? Probably not. But here's the other problem. In 4 or 5 years, when I have to change an LED light bulb, do you think I'm going to find one with the same phosphor chemistry and get the exact same color temperature and one that dims the same way as the rest of the light bulbs? Or do I get to buy them all again? Probably get to buy them all again. My mom and dad put in LED light fixtures in their kitchen. One of them started blinking. They went back to the store to buy one, and they couldn't buy one. So they got to replace all their fixtures in their kitchen so they matched. That's another problem I have with LEDs. Another problem with LEDs is the dimming. These things dim perfect. They dim smooth, go down to less than 5% brightness, 1% really. They dim perfect. No flickering, no blinking, nothing. Incandescent bulbs just dim. Okay, so what's the downside? Well, the downside is increased power consumption. So I will use much more electricity, probably a factor of 4 times the power to run these light bulbs. All right, that's a valid point. So I'm using 4 times the power. So over the course of a year, if I were to leave these things on, it might cost me an extra $25 for a whole year to run these light bulbs. But in reality, this is the living room. I don't leave these on. I turn them off when I'm not in here. So the only time I'm going to use this is when I'm sitting in here, or I'm listening to the stereo, which is covered right now, you can't see it, or I'm entertaining. That's the only time I want to run these. Same with this hallway light. I'll probably run more than that light, But look how well they dim. My goodness. They dim almost to zero. You can barely see a glow in there. See that? Try and dim an LED to that. Guess what? You're not going to. You're not going to dim LEDs to that level. And the nice thing about these is you dim them, the color temperature shifts. See how it's white, and then as you dim them, they warm up? LEDs don't do that. You're not going to get the nice color temperature shifting. They try and make LEDs as good as these. But guess what? they've had LED light bulbs for 7 years now, and they're still not as good as these. And the power consumption issue is not a big issue for me. I'd be happy to pay an extra $5, $10 a year with the amount of light I'm going to be using for the increased reliability. And now when I need another one, another light bulb, I got a whole box of them. Got 2 boxes of them, another box right there. And I'm not going to worry about having to make the color temperature match, because lights are lights when it comes to incandescent. I mean, that color temperature is determined by its brightness and the type of light bulb. So no color temperature drama. I was able to get the right gimbals that I wanted. These are all adjustable gimbals. These things cost me $8 a piece online. They're nothing. And the reason they're so cheap right now is because everybody's switching away from them. So I can get these for next to nothing. And they're adjustable. And if I decide that I don't want 25 degrees, see how this light fixture is a 25 degree bulb. Say I want a 50 degree bulb or a 10 degree bulb. Guess what? I can buy a bulb. I don't have to change out a whole fixture. So I think LEDs are the big loser when it comes to this nice warm direct lighting. And nothing beats direct lighting. Lighting is the most overlooked aspect of your house. It's unbelievable how people overlook lighting. Now in the kitchen, that's going to be different. In the kitchen, I went ahead and bought these LED flush mounts. And each one of these comes with an electric box, which could fail. You know, lightning surge hits and I blow out all these electric boxes. Whereas lightning surge hits these things, maybe I'll blow out a light bulb, which I've got more of, but chances are, because they're not solid state devices, they have no transistors or diodes in them or capacitors in them, they're going to be really resilient to surges. They will not blow, more than likely. So, so I went ahead, when I bought these, I bought 4 extra. So that when I lost one, unlike my parents, when they had to change all the light fixtures in their kitchen because they couldn't get the color temperature to match with the replacements, and the replacement fixture they no longer made, I won't have that problem. So the kitchen's going to be LED. And I've already got some nice cans in here. I like them damn cans. Now that I put these in, I really like these. These really grew on me. Who knows? Maybe I put, direct aimable lighting in the kitchen too. We'll see.